Okay, well, we've come a long ways on the garage project. It's been almost, well, it's been over a year since I broke ground on the original rear section over here. And because I've been doing probably 98% of this by myself, it's been taking quite some time. I do have a job that takes a lot of my time. So this is basically all in my spare time. For the past year I've been working on this thing, which is it's kind of nice having it come along, seeing it progress after, you know, planning for 15 years, you know, money and things like that, and kids and all that kind of takes priority over a garage for, you know, doing whatever guys like to do type thing, you know. So anyways, today I'm going to change the exhaust on my Harley. I originally purchased the Screamin' Eagle exhaust when the bike was new about 2 years ago, or it's almost 3 years now. I think it's almost 3 years in December. So I've had it for 3 years in December. So, but there's the Screamin' Eagle exhaust. It's basically a stage one. It has a tune on it with an intake and exhaust, and that's pretty much it. They're just slip-ons. So here it is. See down there the Screamin' Eagle? I was kind of going for that look of the slanted, because it kind of matches the saddlebags. As you can see, the left one carboned up pretty good and the right one didn't. But that's pretty much it. And let me start it up and you can see what it sounds like. It's going to be a cold start. It's been sitting here all night long, so it's not warm at all. We'll try to get you the same distance after I change the exhaust, so here we go. So you can kind of get the idea. I mean, that's a cold start, obviously. I wasn't doing drive-by shots and stuff like that, or video clip, but I've just been too busy, and I think you can get the gist of the idea. I'm gonna get the tools together, and then we'll step through swapping out. It's the same slip-on type system, and you can go right out of the factory. It's the Vance and Hines, and it's the what's it called? Let's see. Here's the tag right here. You guys can pause it whenever you want, but it's right there. It's the Titan OS 4.5 black, or 450 black. So, there you go. I actually purchased off Amazon right from Vance and Hines, and I ended up getting a pretty good deal. So, let's swap it out and see what it looks like, or sounds like, and looks like, I guess. Okay, so this is what we got. Basically, you got two fasteners down here. Those are 1/2 inch. And then you got a clamp on here on the exhaust itself, which is back behind here. That is 9/16, and then you got to crack the heat shield loose, which is sitting here. And I grabbed an 8mm because it just happened to fit, but it's probably 5/16 or somewhere around there. And take that loose. So I'm going to take this side off. I'll do one side, and I'm not going to record the other side because it's basically the same thing, duplicate. So you can see the other side right here. I get my camera to act right. There we go. It's pretty much the same thing. This just has a heat shield right here, and it'll be the fasteners back into here. So, but here I'll pan you guys down there so you can see what I'm talking about. So that's the catalytic converter right here, And you got a heat shield here, attachment here, and there's one back here. So I'll probably take those both loose just to get it clear here. Looks like it's actually touching right there. And there's a clamp right here. So. And yeah, it's dirty. Like I said, I've been super busy this year and a lot going on, and really haven't had a chance to clean it. I've been riding it though, so. All right, let me get, I'll get one of them off, and then we'll do a compare between the two, because I'll do basically one side of the side, I'll swap it, and then we'll compare and see what it looks like, all right? So I have my little trusty adapter here to have one with my Milwaukee little impact gun, right here. This makes it easier. That's pretty tight. There's one. There's two. Those sure don't have a lot of threads. I'm going to do this one, just a ratchet. I'm going to crack the heat shield loose, which was kind of loose already. Well, wasn't super tight. So that's loose. Without scratching anything, I'm just going to wiggle it off. Because I think I'm going to sell these on Craigslist. Alright, there's one. And it's a hole all the way through, just a smaller hole, so I don't know if you can see through that. Alright, pull the clamp off. I'll set this aside. Let's open the box. See what's in the box right here real quick. So this will be the hardware. So it looks like it gives you all new fasteners and some brackets. So we'll have to see how those go on. So it definitely doesn't attach the same way as the OE one does. So there you go. So I'll have to attach these brackets to the muffler right here, and then they're going to slide through the OE grommet, which is right there. So this bracket has to come off. This one right here. This will come off like that, and these will go with the original one. This right here will go with the original, as well as the clamp. We got the new clamp right here, and hardware. So here we are. We have one new mufflers. I don't know which one it is. I don't see a part number on the box. Nope. No part number on the box. These pack pretty well. I already opened these, so, or at least this one anyway. Let's see if I can get this to stay on there. I'm going to pull it out. I mean, you can see it like this. So it is this side. I can tell by where the indentation is at. Yeah, it's definitely this side because of lighting. So we have that. That's not going to stay on there, so I'll set it up on top of here. Like that. Let me go grab the other one, the original. All right. So that is a 1-to-1 comparison of a Screaming Eagle to a Vance and Hines. And I'm going to just call it a slip-on. That's pretty much all it is. It's just a slip-on muffler. So that's the difference. They're the same diameter. They're both 4.5. But obviously the Vance and Hines has a much larger hole going all the way through it. So let me sort out the brackets and everything, and I'll start recording again when I get everything figured out. Basically, it is extremely simple. I mean, we're talking super simple. The instructions basically are to slide your little flange brackets, into the backside of your muffler, and then put your proper left-hand, right-hand bracket on right here, and then put your two nuts in, leave them loose, and then slide it on. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's extremely simple. The instructions are very, very straightforward. You can kind of see the view of the, look at you guys down there. So there's a view of the drawing right there for the assembly. And then the instructions with the required tools. That's pretty much it. They also give you a carb certificate, which is odd because in the box it says it's not legal. But there's the EPA certificate as a factory replacement part, because you're not removing your catalytic converter. So obviously I'm in Michigan, I don't need that. We don't do emission testing here. They stopped doing it probably in 92 or 93, somewhere around there. So almost 20 years ago they stopped doing it, which is kind of weird, but anyway. So, all right, I'll get you in position. We'll get this first one slid on and see what it looks like. So I'm going to do the same thing we did to the other one. I'm going to slide the muffler bracket or clamp on first before I slide it on there. And it seems to be tight for some apparent reason. It wasn't really tight, so I don't understand why it's not sliding out very easily. Oh, there we go. Yep, just slid that on. Get my proper orientation. I'm putting the bracket on the same direction as it was on the other one when I took it off. And basically, I'm going to slide the muffler through here. Which, I don't see how you're going to do it based on what they said. Because you're hitting the front. So I'm going to take the bracket off. Maybe slide it into the
grommet first. Otherwise, I'm going to be smacking the heat shield up front when I go slide the muffler on. So let's try it that way. Slide it through here first. Yeah, this is pretty tight. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do the WD-40 trick. I can't even slide it through there. Yeah, it won't slide through there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to spray some WD-40 in there. The bad part about using WD-40 is that I have to clean it off when I'm done, otherwise it's gonna smoke and make a mess. Jeez, that is super tight. Wow, I didn't expect it to be that tight. Of course, I got some on the freaking floor. I'm gonna be painting this floor here, or epoxying this floor here soon, so I'm not gonna clean that up because that's not oil. Alright, clean my gloves off, just try to prevent getting the pipes all dirty. A little oil. It won't happen when you start it up, it'll burn in. Alright, let's see if I can get this thing on there now. Maybe I'll slide the bracket back out and then put it back in someplace. You know, slide this bracket out. Leave it out until after it's actually on versus what it says in the instructions. Okay, so that slid on there super easy. Okay, so that way wasn't too bad actually. So I think I agree with that way of doing it like that. So WD-40 on the grommet, slide the bracket in, kind of swing it out of the way a little bit, slide the pipe on, slide the bracket back in, and then basically wiggle it and get everything to line up properly. So now I'm going to make sure the muffler is all the way in, which can't go any further because it's actually on the heat shield. So I'm going to grab a 1/2 inch ratchet wrench, kind of snug up the bracket a little bit. Give me a better, let me see. No, it's on there pretty good. I can actually see the marks from the original one. So I think back it off a little bit so the heat shield isn't wedged up against it. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, 'cause I want a little gap right there. I'll move it up a little bit more. I want to maintain the gap right here in the heat shield. You see right there? Right here, I'm going to try to maintain this gap so it's not wedged against the muffler. So, and that looks like it's lined up to the original one. Then I'll adjust the bracket. It's all about finicky alignment. So that should be pretty good right there. Yep. So a little bit out. Right there. That's OE. About OE alignment. Okay. I'm just going to snuggle up a little teeny bit. That's it. I'm going to tighten up the muffler. Moving the bracket to the end of the muffler so it grips more of the split cuts. It was actually just a little bit farther forward, so I'm going to put it there and tighten it up. I'm trying to make the muffler clamp level, so it doesn't have any chance of hitting anything. That's kind of where the OE one was at. So. Says in here, band clamps between 40 and 44 pounds, foot-pounds. So I'll grab a torque wrench here in a minute and check everything before I close it up. That seems pretty good right there. I'm going to align my heat shields, tighten those up. Seems actually pretty good right there. There we go. Now I'll tighten up the rear. And then after I ride for a bit, I'll go back and check them all again. So that kind of gives you an idea of the difference between the two. It almost looks like the Vance and Hines one hangs down a little bit lower. So we'll see how it looks with the bags. So. All right, I'm gonna get the other one installed, and then we'll go from there. But it's gonna be probably the same similar process. Crack everything loose, and then I'll slide the bracket in with some WD-40, and then tighten everything up and align it, and then we should be good to go. Before I put the bags back on, I'll clean everything off, torque everything down, and then I'll start recording again, and we'll see what it sounds like. Okay, it's installed. This is going to be the first start of the new, keep forgetting the name of this exhaust. It is the Titan oversized 4.5 or 4.5 or 450, whatever you want to call it. So let's get it set up. It's about right there. Give it a WD-40. All right, first start with the new exhaust. We're gonna let it warm up too, so.
get nice and hot, let it all burn off. Then I'll go through and tighten everything up again. But it sounds a lot better, a lot deeper. Doesn't have that pitter patter sound of a sewing machine, and it doesn't seem to affect it. We run pretty well. So I mean, obviously I didn't change the header or anything like that, which I think I'm going to do in the future, honestly, and have a retune. So yeah, I'm happy with it. It's $690 or something like that. And then you can do the headers. You can do after you do the Vance and Hines headers where it's the nice what do you call it, true Y or something like that. Versus this is like a T. It's kind of cheesy, but the flow is a lot better. So I'm assuming it's gonna be a lot louder if I did that because there's no catalytic converter in that. Alright, let me get the saddlebags back on and we'll close this video out. Okay, burn-in's complete. I went through and torqued all the bolts down. I'm really happy with it. It's time to, I'm going to go put a pair of jeans on and take this thing for a ride on the highway and get nice and hot. Idling in the garage probably isn't the best thing to get this done, but that's something I do. And then I come back and I'll check all the hardware again. You can get to all the bolts without even taking anything off. You can just reach underneath and get it. It's pretty straightforward. But let's do a startup. Obviously it's nice and hot now, so. Still not super loud. I mean, obviously it still has the cat on it, but yeah, and it's still smoking, you can see it. The blue smoke from the oil. So I think the right side here doesn't get as hot as quick as the left side. So we'll get on the highway and get some RPM going and get it all burned off. It's obviously going to leave smoke behind me. People are going to think I'm burning oil. Real well. Nice and healthy and deep. I like it. So, alright, thanks for watching. Appreciate the views. See you.